especially from India, I told them that I believe China will go down and India is going up. Freedom, like democracy, we want that, human rights. Hello everyone, this is James. Welcome back. In my work, I work in education system. I have been telling my students, especially from India, I told them that I believe China will go down and India is going up. Even though right now, maybe India is not as strong as China, but I think India is just like maybe 20 years ago, the Chinese situation. However, I think India can be way better in the future than the China today. You know why? Because of something I will explain later, okay? So it's not just a coincidence, I think. If you know that what happened in India recently, you will see why I've been saying that. It's just I think it's just coincidence that Vance in India had a speech. Let's watch it together.
This is my first time visiting the birthplace of my wife's parents, and in the United States, we're proud of the deep connection between our nations, between India and the United States. Like India is to tell them that they're not allowed to grow. Well, President Trump rejects these failed ideas. He wants America to grow. He wants India to grow. Or when I visit this incredible country over these last couple of days, I see a people that will not be held back. And that's why we come to you as partners looking to strengthen our relationship. But many people across the world, and I think your country counts among them, they did not want to be flattened. But as America settled into world historic prosperity it generated, our leaders began to take that very prosperity and what created it for granted. They forgot the importance of building. And as time went on, we saw the consequences. Factories left, jobs evaporated, and the United States, as it became transformed, there are tens of millions of Americans who over the last 20 or so years have woken up to what's happening in our nation and strike good deals with our friends. And as a result, under the Trump administration, America now has a government that has learned from the mistakes of the past and making sure America's workers have opportunities for good jobs. And so today I come here with a simple message. Our administration seeks trade partners on the basis of fairness and of shared national interests. And finally, we want to partner with people and countries who recognize the historic nature of the moment we're in, of the need to come together and build something truly new, a system of global trade that is balanced, one that is open, and one that is stable and fair. And I believe here in India we do, in both economics and in national security. In India, America has a friend, and we seek to strengthen the warm bonds our great nations already share. He seeks to rebalance global trade so that America, with friends like India, can build a future worth having for all of our people together. Formally announce that America and India have officially finalized the terms of reference for the trade negotiation. First, perhaps most importantly, to protect our nations. Second, to build great things. And finally, to innovate the cutting-edge technologies both our countries will need in the years to come. We believe your nation will benefit from American energy exports and expanding those exports. You'll be able to build more, make more, and grow more, but at much lower energy costs. We also want to help India explore its own considerable natural resources, including its offshore natural gas reserves and critical mineral supplies. In the years to come, we're going to see data centers, pharmaceuticals, undersea cables, and countless other critical goods being developed and being built because of the American and Indian economic partnership.
I didn't know his wife is Indian. I was pretty surprised, but well, it's good. So, as I said, I truly believed that India is going to be very strong in the future. And I don't know why, for my own experience, I just have had a very good experience with Indian people. I have Indian students, Indian friends. I love them. I love Indian food. I love Indian culture. I love Indian music, So really, I think India will be better than China in the future because there's one thing China doesn't have, which is democracy. Okay? I think the British left India a priceless foundation that is democracy. So China, very strong until this point, China can't go over because the whole world, we're all going to be freedom, like democracy. We want that, human rights. But China doesn't want that. China is against that. But India has that. India has the voting system. Chinese people don't know what is vote. There's no rights there. But India is different. However, I understand people will fight with me. Oh no, their government is so crap that they have lots of problems. Yes. That's why I said 20 years ago, 30 years ago, China, same thing. Trust me, I was there. I lived in China. I grew up there. Okay. However, give India 20, 30 years, once Indian education system getting better and better, more and more people get educated, their democracy system will work. Right now, yes, of course it's not working because there's so many people, they don't even read. They can't even, they don't know which name is what. They don't read newspaper, because the education is not that high, so they don't receive information as efficiently as it could. So give them some time. After a generation of people, they got educated, the system will show the world that India is good. Trust me, 30 years ago, when I was young in China, government was pushing everyone should go to college or everyone should go to university. At the time, not everybody did. So it was a crazy place. Everybody just, but now after 30 years, almost everyone get through university in China. Same thing will happen in India. Okay. And then there's another thing. I'm just feeling so amazed by Indian people. I think India is the country, that huge, big country with lots of people there. And then no Western countries are trying to pointing them, trying to limit them. They buy resources from Russia, but also they have great relationship with the Western world. That's something China would never get. If China is close to Russia, that's a problem. Communism, China is not really communist. But anyways, my point is India has the population. Population is very, very important. That's the market. India has the biggest market in the world, just like 2 years ago, 5 years ago, the Chinese market. Right now, Chinese population is shrinking. But India, because they have human rights, government can't limit people. You can only have one child policy. I am the victim of one child policy. I'm the only child. I have no siblings. I don't know how to share things when I was young. I was the little king in my family. On my mother's side, I'm the only grandchild. So I got all the attention. So, there's lots of Chinese has that weakness because we're the only child. India doesn't have that. Everybody has to learn how to share, how to be friendly, how to deal with each other. Chinese weakness is coming up because they're all only child. They are all very selfish, even including me. I used to be very selfish. And then people are just so thinking of themselves, just like this nation, just like China. That's why once they got a certain point, the world realized that, China is doing all those tricky stuff. They're not thinking of the whole world market. They're only thinking of themselves. That's why the problem happens. But for India, I think in the future will be way better. So I don't know where you're from. If you are Indian or you are from India or you lived there for a long time, you have some certain knowledge about Indian culture, make your comment under this video. No matter what, this is my personal opinion. I believe India will be the future, especially now US is there. US is trying to make the line very clear, US, China, West, East, very clear line in between. And then India will be a very great replacement of China. This is a great opportunity, India. Take it, get it. Okay? Get it. And then please don't do the same thing like China did. follow the rules, respect the rules, respect each others in the world. Let's make India strong again. Okay? So, make your comment. I would love to hear what you think. India, good luck. By the way, my favorite song from India is Tom Hi Ho. Oh, Tom Hi Ho. Okay? That's my favorite song.